One. So joining me this morning is Justin Kinner. He's from 1410 Wing AM. Him and Kev Nash have a wonderful show, if you've never listened to it, over on 1410 Wing AM. Of course, as we just mentioned. Justin, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, today, I've been jacked up for today's show.
You should be, man.
Week 1 of the NFL season, Browns-Bengals. Sorry, Bengals fans, they're starting out 0-1, but hey, they started out 0-2 last year, and they did pretty well.
You're talking two Browns fans right here, ready to rock and roll. But we got to get to the big Bengals news first. Joe Burrow, the richest player in the NFL right now.
Everyone lost their mind last night when that came out. I'm like, we knew that was going to happen. Joe Burrow, we knew he was going to get paid. But look, the Bengals, they had to add their little flair to it. I'm being a hater, I get that, but I thought that they continued the trend of being a petty organization. There's a reason they announced it at 8 o'clock last night, kickoff of their
before
rival,
the Chiefs game.
Before the Chiefs, their rival, the Super Bowl, the ring ceremony, everything like that. So look, it was a petty decision, but it is what it is. It was petty to the point to where it actually takes away from Joe Burrow because so many people were locked in on the kickoff to the season last night. Not many people were talking about it, or as many. But yes, Burrow, he got paid, and deservedly so. And the thing is that just like when Deshaun Watson got paid last year, when everyone said, I can't believe he's getting paid that much, now it's like chump change compared to the last 4 quarterbacks that just got paid, who are all making north of $50 million a year. So it's good for the Bengals to get that behind them. They have their franchise quarterback for the next 5-7 years. I mean, the future's gonna. I mean, the status of the Bengals now is solid, but the future obviously is going to continue to be bright.
Yeah, I'm just surprised Mike Brown ponied up there.
I don't think he had a choice. I don't think he
right.
had a choice. And it's one of those things, too, where to his defense, people say he's a cheap owner. I thought that over the last 5 years, he's spent a lot of money. Everyone thinks I hate on the Bengals. I have actually never hated on that side. I don't think he makes the best decisions with his money, but he does spend money. I'd rather have an owner that's aggressive with money and may not always make the right decisions, as opposed to an owner like the Reds owner who doesn't spend money at all. So kudos to Mike Brown. I know he's not a perfect owner, but he did the right thing and they got the job done.
Bengals heading up to Cleveland to face the Browns. The Browns have had the edge in this matchup over the last couple of seasons. What do you think is going to happen here when Deshaun Watson faces off against Joe Burrow?
There's so many elements to this because it's a week 1 matchup. It's all about, of course, creating that excitement to kick off the season. But because it's an AFC North matchup and there is that in-state rivalry between the two, the Bengals, they knock off the Browns, they put the Browns behind them, and they pick up that momentum that they established last year. But if the Browns, who are trying to prove that, okay, last year was a throwaway year. We only had Deshaun for 6 games. There was all the drama and all the distraction from everything off the field. If they get a big week 1 win over the Cincinnati Bengals and they prove right now that they are contenders in the AFC North, you beat the Bengals, you're not just a contender in the AFC North. You're going to be viewed as a playoff contender and a Super Bowl contender moving forward. I think it's a bigger game for the Browns than the Bengals, but if the Bengals lose this, it will create a problem for them moving forward because Joe Burrow dominates everyone else. Even though they beat the Browns the last time, he didn't play well. He got outplayed by Deshaun Watson the last time they played, and Deshaun wasn't great last year. So I'm excited for this matchup. I think a lot is on the line in this, even though it's only a week 1 matchup.
We do have to talk about the Buckeyes, even though they're only playing Youngstown State. Why does the Big Ten still let these teams do these cakewalk games at the beginning of the year that, frankly, no one cares about?
I'm fine with playing an in-state opponent, but I feel like I'm more looking forward to their bye week than this game tomorrow, because I don't think you could take anything out of it. You have a very important game with Notre Dame coming up in 2 weeks. You have a lot of question marks coming out of that Indiana game. Luckily, the Buckeyes are good enough to where when they play poorly, they still come away with a 3-possession win and can still learn and move on from it. A Big Ten win on the road, great. But this Youngstown State game, I don't care if Kyle McCord throws for 350 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's Youngstown State. You should do that. I don't know if we get any answers out of tomorrow's game. I don't care if it's a shutout. I don't care if he throws for 350 and 5 touchdowns. I don't care if Devin Brown compliments with another 250 and 4 of his own. To me, there's going to be nothing that we get out of this matchup tomorrow. And that's coming from a guy that, we're Dayton's radio home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. So tune in tomorrow, 1410 Wing AM.
There you go, man.
I can't pretend that this is a big matchup. I do not like the Youngstown State matchup. It's a waste of time, to be honest with you.
Well, Justin, as always, we appreciate your analysis of our Ohio football teams. NFL's back. We're excited for that. You can listen to Justin on 1410 Wing AM with Kev Nash. Shout out, Kev.
Yep,
how you doing, man? Every time.
You love that, by the way.
Hey, let's make Bengals fans real mad real quick and say, go Browns. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
There we go. All right. They'll be calling in.